Alright, this is not gonna be any dopamine shit. This is just what helped me get away from toxic friends and improve my life. This will not be an edited video, so I'm sorry if you wanted some explosions or some all this type music. No, that's not gonna be in this video. This video is only going to be pure knowledge that helped me escape from my toxic friend group and improve my life significantly. And if I look down, I'm just looking at the notes I wrote, and this is probably gonna be a little bit of a longer video, but you should watch it to the end because it will change your life. If you're on self-improvement and you want to improve your life 100,000 trillion%, you need to go all in. The first thing I say before I tell you the benefits and tactics of how to escape and why you should escape, the number one thing that you must know right this second is that you must go all the way in your self-improvement. Because if you don't, if you dip your little toes in the shallow end, you're scared of what's going to happen. You're scared that you're going to lose them. Oh, I don't want to lose my friends because they're the only people I talk to. If you're that afraid, then don't even watch this video. If you're that afraid, have fun jerking off in a sock. If you're that afraid, have fun being trampled over by some trad who's on their way to steal your girl. Have fun. So, my first main point that I want to make clear is that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. You do not realize how true that saying is until you're out of that toxic friend group for a while and you just look back and think, holy shit. I was a horrible person because I was horrible. Because I was in a horrible friend group. The reason why you get shit grades is probably because most of your friends also get shit grades. Have you ever noticed in school that the smart kids always stay with each other, the dumb kids always stay with each other, the mediocre kids always stay with each other, the G-Gen kids always stay with each other, the Chads always stay with each other? Like, you get it. And you want to know why it's all segregated? Because they all have 5 people. They all have 5 or more people who are similar to them. So let's say you are a nerd, right? You obviously go with the nerds who get good grades. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So let's say you right now, if you're hanging out with nerds, you're eventually going to become a nerd. If you're right now in a friend group that gets shit grades, you're going to get shit grades. That's just how the world works. You're the average of the 5X, the 5 people you spend the most time with. You're the average of the 5 books you read. You're the average of the 5 YouTubers you listen to. You're the average of the 5 podcasts. You're the average of the 5 most liked songs on your Spotify playlist. Why? Because things influence us by nature. We are made to adapt and survive as humans. And if we're in an environment, in a hostile environment that can't give a shit about us, we have to learn how to adapt. We need to learn how to survive. So if we're with dumb kids all the time, we got to learn how to survive. So we're literally going to become more dumb just so we can fit in and survive. That's what I'm going to leave it at. And if you want to better yourself, why would you spend time with people who don't want to be their best selves? Like, if you're just with random people who can really give a shit about you, and they're just Jeffries, or Jeffries are the equivalent of, like, bad people, or people who you don't want to be anymore. They're jacking off in socks all the time. They're watching porn. They're playing video games all the time. They don't go to the gym. They don't improve. They don't read. They don't make their beds in the morning. They have skinny necks. They're all flabby and skinny fat. You don't want to be this kind of person anymore. So that's why you're on self-improvement, right? So why would you be friends with people who don't want to be their best selves? Why would you be friends with people who are content in living in mediocrity? Seriously, why would you want to be with people who don't want to be their best selves and they just want to jack off all the time and they do not want to be good, genuinely good people, and they just want to give into instant gratification and not delay the gratification? Again, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you're trying to better yourselves, they are holding you back. Because anytime you spend time with them, you're obviously going to be more like them. Sure, if you're at home and you're not talking to them much, because you're at the gym maybe, you're a completely different person to when you're sitting with them, to when you're at lunch with them. Why? Because we adapt as humans. Again, we adapt as humans. So if you don't like who they are and you always make fun of them out on the side, you can't make fun of them because you're making fun of yourself too. So that's another reason why you need to leave them. Because if you're trying to truly better yourself, why be with people? Why be friends with people who don't want to be their best selves and can really give a shit about you? And speaking of they don't give a shit about you, they don't care about you. They truly don't care. If someone truly cared about you, they would want you to be on the good habits, right? They would want you to meditate. They would want you to journal. They would want you to work out because that's really good for your mental state, for your physical well-being. But no, they make fun of you. They call you gay. They call you a girly pop for fucking working out. They call you gay for journaling. They call you a girl for doing yoga, for stretching, for meditating. They call you a monk or something. Are those the kinds of people that you want to be around with? Who make fun of you because you're becoming a better version of yourself and therefore becoming a better version than them? Are you really going to make fun of them? Or are you really going to let them make fun of you? They can really give a shit. If you left, they wouldn't care. They would care for like 2 days, but after that, not really. They would just go back to their video games. They would just go back to simping for girls. They would just go back to jerking off. If you left, they really wouldn't notice. If you left, they really wouldn't care. I'm sorry if this hurts your feelings, but that's just cold, hard truth. Because they could not give a shit about you. You guys do not have a strong connection with each other. You guys probably don't get into deep conversations where you talk about the meaning of freaking life, where you talk about your values and how you can connect. You're just playing video games on Valorant or on Spider-Man or freaking Rocket League or Fortnite all day, and you're just like, oh, you bro, go for the kill. You're friends with the game. No, you're not friends with them. Video games is a drug. You're a drug addict. And drug addicts are always in a group of drug addicts. And the reason... So look, imagine this. There's a group of guys who always go out every Saturday on the weekends to get drunk, right? One guy starts not drinking. What happens to that one guy? He stops drinking and he starts improving himself. While all the others say, hey, where's John? Oh, whatever, let's go get some more drinks and let's get drunk all day. That's what happens. They don't really care because they are just obsessed with the drug and they were never your friends. You guys did not have a close enough bond to the point where they care about you. Again, back to the example with all the guys and all the alcoholic guys. They're friends with you because you do the habit of video games, of drugs, of vaping, of drinking alcohol. But as soon as you leave because you want to better yourself, they don't care. They just want more and more and more and more and more. And that truly shows you that they did not care about you. They cared about the drug. And video games is a drug, bro. I don't care what you say. Video games is a drug. So now that I said all of this negative stuff about them, how do you actually get rid of them? How do you actually stop talking to them so you can start focusing on yourself? This is how I did it. I started to focus on myself I started to focus in on myself. It started to hone in on specific habits and specific routines that helped me develop. And by doing that, I gradually stopped talking to them more and more. What do I mean by gradually stop? What do I mean by this? To gradually stop talking to them more and more and more. So let's say today you called for a few hours because you have nothing to do and you have zero respect for yourself. Next week, try to call them for a less amount of time because maybe you started hitting the gym. Maybe you started meal prepping. Maybe you started writing workout routines, studying some research about how to maximize how to maximize fat loss, right? Because you're doing more things in your day that don't involve them. It involves you. So you stop talking to them less. Anytime they're on video games, no, I'm sorry, I gotta go to the gym, I gotta go, bye. Boom. Next week, you do the same thing, where you're spending more time focusing on yourself instead of them. So let's say last week you focused in on working out, right? Now next week you added a new habit, cold showers. Whoa. So and you're doing research about what are the benefits of cold showers? How should I take cold showers? That's another thing in your day that you added that helps not only improve your life, but helps you get away from them. That's more time spent on a habit, on a new skill that you can develop instead of playing video games with them, instead of talking to those negative people. Now, what are some of the best ways to... What are some really good hobbies or what are some really good habits that you can do in order to stop talking to them more and more? Because I just said you gotta start new habits. But you're like, what the fuck are these habits that I need to do then? The habits that you should be doing are the good habits. Now, what are the good habits then? The good habits are habits that help you improve your life. One of the biggest examples in my life is the gym. I started going to the gym around a year ago. A year and 3 months ago. I started going to the gym. And it took up more time in my day. And I started to become obsessed with the gym because I started to see a little bit of progress. Then boom. I'm going to go to the gym all day, every day. I'm going to eat healthy and do all this cool stuff. That's a really good habit that you can get into because one, it takes up a while. My usual workouts are probably like 30 minutes to an hour. So you add more time in your day. That takes up time. Another thing that you can do is just walking outside, maybe going on bike rides. Because honestly, if you just go on bike rides, that's just a really nice feeling. If you're just with the world, maybe some cool music in your ear that you really like, and you're just like riding your bike, and it's just like so cool, and you're just like alive. It feels purposeful, and it feels like you're having a great time. Learn a new skill or develop a new skill or develop a hobby. That is a good one. That's a really, really good one. So, okay. My personal examples is that I want to develop my calligraphy and articulacy. Those are two skills that I'm personally developing right now. Now, once you find what your hobby, what your preferred skill to level up would be, become obsessed. Like literally become obsessed with that new skill, with that desire to become a better whatever. It could be skateboarding. Let's say you want to be better at skateboarding because you want to do all these cool tricks. You want to be able to do a kickflip, an ollie, 180, 360. Let's say you want to do all these cool tricks. If you're just hanging out with degenerate friends who don't support you, you're not going to practice as much because negative reinforcement. Negative reinforcement makes things 10 times harder. And they are negatively impacting you. You tell them about your desire to be a pro skateboarder. You tell them that, I want to become a skateboarder. I'm watching all these videos. Oh, cool. You're telling them every single little thing. That's giving them more fuel to make fun of you. So give them less fuel by stop talking to them and becoming obsessed with the thing. Yes, read the articles about how to skateboard. Read or watch the videos of how to do an ollie or what's the best skateboard to buy. Become obsessed with that. For me, my main thing right now is articulacy, because I want to be able to speak better. I want to be able to share with you my ideas and my knowledge in a much better way. So that's why I'm becoming obsessed with articulacy. I'm watching like hundreds of videos how to become articulate. I'm reading Jordan Peterson's books. I'm listening to audiobooks of articulate speakers. I'm listening to podcasts from articulate speakers, and I'm just getting in all this knowledge, becoming obsessed with articulacy. I'm reading books of articulacy, or reading books that have articulate speakers featured, or just random videos and articles of how to become more articulate. I'm becoming obsessed with that. And that gives you time to get away from the bad friends who are not obsessed with that skill. Let's say it's going to the gym, you're becoming obsessed, you're eating healthier, you're finding the best diet, trying to find the best training routine. You're becoming more obsessed with the gym instead of them. And the gym is way more productive than dealing with some negative friends. So to recap, I know this was kind of all over the place, but the best way to get away from them or to get rid of them is to just gradually start becoming more obsessed with yourself, start developing a skill, start developing a mindset, start going all into self-improvement instead of just dipping the little toes in. Stop talking to them about, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, because that's just giving them more fuel to make fun of you, to put you down, and you don't want that anymore. So give them less fuel by not talking to them. Now, but what if you say, but I need my friends, bro? Then why the fuck have you been watching all the way through this point, bro? Tell me. Why have you been watching me talk about this for the past like 14 minutes? If you did not agree with what I was saying, if you did not wish to get away from them, if you said, like I said at the beginning of this video, if you want to truly transform your life and if you truly want to become a better person for yourself, for your future family, for your future bloodline, for your family right now, in order for you to find a beautiful feminine girl, in order for you to feel confident in yourself, in order for you to be jacked so that you can help your grandfather in the farm, maybe. I'm telling you, if you want this life, you need to make the sacrifice. Negative friends are not conducive to the life that you want. Having those negative, toxic friends will not allow you to be the kind of person that you really want to be. It will not allow you to become a strong young man. It will not allow you to attract a beautiful feminine woman. It will not allow you to become jacked. It will not allow you to be better at your skills. Because they're just persecuting you all the time. They're just making fun of you all the freaking time. So if you really want to get away from them, get away from them by becoming more obsessed with yourself and with your own goals. That is what I would recommend to anyone who wants to escape their toxic friend group. Because I know what it was like to be in a toxic friend group, trust me. They would always make fun of me. I always had anxiety of, oh, if I say this thing and they're just going to make fun of me, they're going to laugh at me. Oh, if I tell them I'm working out, they're going to call me gay, they're going to call me Billy Pop, and they did. All that extra stress and anxiety, it'll be gone. Well, not in a snap, but it will slowly die off. Anytime your heart races, when you're around them, your shallow breath, your heart's pounding away because you're scared of what they're going to say. They're scared of what they're going to make fun of you with next. I know that feeling all too well. This will make you the strongest person that you can ever think of. It'll make your life 10 times better by exiting these toxic relationships with friends. Once you stop talking to them, it gives you more time to focus in on yourself. And that is like That is the number one best thing to ever happen to you. Because you want to grind away. You want to be on self-improvement full time, right? Making that sacrifice by not talking to them anymore and allowing yourself to be just with yourself in your own thoughts and improving, grinding away without any distractions. You will make the most amount of progress in your entire life during this period of time. Now, you can't just be a lone wolf forever, because that's a sorry, sad existence. But at least I opened your eyes. And if you're still watching, which if you are, that's a miracle. And I'm proud of you. But if you're still watching and you implement my knowledge, then I can guarantee you that you will become successful, because you're not around toxic, negative people anymore. Now, there is also this other counter argument that says, oh, but what if they get mad at me for leaving? I have two counter arguments for that. One, they're only gonna think about it for like 2 to 3 days. After that, their attention spans won't work anymore, and they will just go back to their normal life. Life goes on without you, you know? So they might think of, oh, he's such a bad person for leaving us for like max 5 days. After that, they're just gonna be at their normal lives. They're still gonna be jacking off in socks. They're still gonna be playing video games. They're still gonna be toxic and negative and all that shit, right? Life goes on without you. Sure, it's gonna be hard for the first like 3 days, and you just want to go back because you want that security with toxic people. But after that, after those few days, their attention spans will run out, and they will start to focus in on something else where they're barely actually focused. Their brains do not have the capacity to think of something that long because of how messed up their brains are due to social media and video games, so they won't focus in on you anymore. Just trust me on this. When I lost my friends intentionally for the first time, yes, it was all over like Snapchat, like, oh, it wasn't exactly all over, but they were talking about it like, oh, he's such a bad person, blah, 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 blah. After like a week, they didn't talk about it anymore, because there's a new drama thing that's going on. There's more drama, there's always drama. And your drama is just going to get pushed back and pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, that eventually someone's going to forget. Everyone's going to forget eventually. So don't worry about that. And the second counter argument is that once you start your journey of self-improvement and you get away from them and you are better suited to become a better person, you're learning about self-improvement tactics, you're meditating, you're journaling, you're going on a workout, you're taking those showers in the morning, you're making your bed, you're reading books, right? The more you do this, the better you become. And they're not doing what we're doing. They're not reading. They don't have the attention span for that. They're not taking cold showers. They want to be in comfort all day. They're not meditating. They would rather have their minds be overblown by stimulation. They're going nowhere. You're going somewhere. You want to be the top dog. You have all these aspirations of having a yacht, of being like Andrew Tate, of having the cool physique, right? And yet you're not working. Once you stop hanging around with them, you stop becoming a loser and you start becoming a winner, because you're more focused in on yourself and you realize how bad your life is and you want to change. And they're not going anywhere while you are. You're improving. You're reading the books of how to change your life. You're watching the YouTube videos of how to change your life. That's the most beautiful thing in the entire freaking world, bro. To realize that you're gonna go places and they're not, because you're doing the good habits that aren't destructive. And that's what I want to leave you at. So if they get mad at you, just think to yourself, why would I be mad if they're not going to go anywhere in life and I am eventually? Sure, there's probably not going to be any difference right now, or maybe in a year there's not going to be a big difference. But after school, after high school, all of these habits that I keep doing are going to catch up and they're going to make me more successful in the long run. So why? Why would I care what they say if they're going to go nowhere and they're just going to be losers all day? Escape toxic people, because they are not conducive to the life that you want, and you know it. This changed my entire life and allowed me to get the life I wanted, so it will help you. escape those toxic people, go on a grind mode for a while, and then once you've learned a lot, once you learn a lot about social skills, once you learn about how to meet friends, how to make better friends, naturally people are going to be gravitated towards your new self. And then you're going to be part of the 5 people that help others grow. So if this video helped in any way, please like, subscribe, do the hard work down to the later. And as always, be nice to me.